Last week we spent time putting together the new water tanks using parts from the old ballast tanks. And this week I am kind of experimenting with a way to put together the new water tanks. So we're working on that and also spending time up in the stateroom. My name is Matt. Follow along as I turn Duracell, the legendary ocean racing sailboat, into a comfortable cruising home. Okay, I'm going to start putting this together and begin by gluing in the baffle.
1, 2, 3, pop!
These ballast tanks, which used to hold salt water, are being converted to freshwater tanks. The baffle that I'm installing is simply to divide the large tanks into smaller compartments to keep water from sloshing around.
I'm gonna plug this hole right here, just like that one on that side.
This is the hole where the through tank fitting was installed for the plumbing to connect this tank to the rest of the water ballast system. I'll be installing new outlets more aft in the tanks. Okay, so we're going to start building the first tank here. This is the forward port side tank. I got the baffle installed earlier this evening, and one difficulty with building these tanks is that to get them sealed up, I want to be able to fiberglass the inside of the tank. And so originally I was thinking that I was going to glue down the piece and just kind of squirt glue around the perimeter and make an access hatch and put my hands in and without looking fiberglass the inside edge of the tank. But it seemed very risky to me. So what I decided to do instead was basically build a flange. And so what I did is I built a mold, and I'll be fiberglassing to the underside of this mold, just like normal taping, fiberglass taping. And then tomorrow after it cures, I can pop this mold off, and there should be a perfectly flat flange all the way around here that I can then glue the top of the tank down to. At this edge, the reason there's not a flange on this edge is because that edge meets up with the hole, and I can just put glue on that angled edge and it will meet up nicely with the hole, so I don't need to fiberglass it there. Plus, that is the inside of the tank because there's this vertical part that is inside that line. Anyway, you'll see when it's time to get built. So anyway, I haven't done this before. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm really excited about it. I think it's a pretty good idea.
Don't know if I fully understand what you're about to do, but maybe that's okay.
It's fine. You'll see. It'll be very clear.
So I'm just filling the void underneath here with epoxy so that it makes a flat surface, so that when I go to put the top of the tank on, there will be a flat surface for the tank to mate up with. So so I'm filling this edge with epoxy, and then I will also add a fiberglass tape so the fiberglass tape will go up and over like that, so that I can put the tank top on top of it like that and glue it to that tank top, or the flange rather. Split it up. Squirt it out.
That'll be so exciting when you cut out the forward hatches on the doghouse.
Extremely exciting. I think it's going to work really good. I'm excited about this. I really need that. This is going to be hard.
Meanwhile, you having fun, Paz? You having fun? Paz and I are taking a break from the Duracell boatyard, and we're out for a beautiful evening paddle. In case you think we're abusing our cat, let me assure you that La Paz enjoys water sports. She spent the first 3.5 years of her life living on a sailboat. Purpose of this video is how awesome our cat is. She's just riding on the bow. She's pretty awesome too.
Anyway, back to boat work. I'm anxious to go see how my thing worked.
You're anxious?
I'm
Does
excited.
that translate to you're excited?
Yes. I'm ready.
You're raring to go?
Yeah. Ready?
Ready. Is it everything you hoped for?
Yeah, it's perfect. So you can see that there's just this flat surface here. Then when I set the top onto, I can butter this all up with a bunch of glue and set it on there, and it'll be sealed. So that was the whole point. It makes it a lot easier to get a good seal when I go to install the top.
So now you just have to do that for the 3 other ballast tanks, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Then I did the same thing on the port side water tank. Most of the work for this project is done before the lamination begins. All the surfaces need to be well scratched for the new epoxy and tank paint to adhere to. I have to get all the old paint out of all the tight corners, and I'm trying to get all the sanding preparation done before this flange is installed so I don't have to work around it. I've got 2 of these tank flanges done, and before I seal anything up, we have to paint the inside of the tanks with a really special epoxy food grade paint so that our water's not contaminated. It's potable water. So I'm going to quit working on these tanks as I wait for the paint to arrive, and I'm going to move forward to start working on the stateroom. The time has come where I'm going to cut the door out today. I made it a little bit wider, as you can see. So. Yay! I think it's a perfect size.
It looks really good.
You like it?
I love it. I'm coming in. First time walking through the door to our stateroom. I like it. Very comfortable door to walk in, I'm gonna say. The beautiful mural. I think we're gonna feel so safe with this watertight bulkhead.
Mm-hmm. 2 of them.
2 of them. Even like sleeping up here when we're underway, just knowing that on the off chance we hit something, we have kind of a sacrificial limb in the bow of the boat.
Yep.
I think I'll be able to sleep easier.
I don't think you'll be sleeping up here when we're going places though.
Sometimes.
Maybe.
If it's flat.
Yeah.
We used to do that on the Lees all the time if it was calm enough.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very, very kushli in here. For those non-Norwegian speakers listening, kushli means cozy in Norwegian, and you should probably just learn that word because it's a word Matt and I use a lot. Kushli.
Kushli. Higgly. We don't have any Patreons to thank this week, but we do want to thank everybody who's been supporting the channel. We could not do this without all of you, so thank you again so much, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next week.